Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode, what is this, 9?
No, this is 10.
This is 10.
You're losing count already?
Wow.
What's going to happen when we're at like 127?
Dad, I can't count higher than like 5. You know that.
That's all right. We don't count on you for your counting, see? So it's okay.
Did you just, worst dad joke ever right there.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Oh, my word.
So how we doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Excited to be here once again for episode number 10. So let's see. Valentine's Day just happened.
Yep.
How was your Valentine's Day, Ev?
Well, for people like me, it's known as Singles Awareness Day.
Okay.
So,
All right. So how was Singles Awareness Day?
it was better than most years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I went and I bought a bag of Hershey Kisses.
Okay.
And handed them out to random girls that I saw.
Yes.
And one of them actually said that she was going to kiss me because she liked it so much.
Very good.
I told her no, thank you.
No, thank you. And that's why you're still celebrating Singles Awareness Day.
Yes, that is.
You're denying the kisses. That's why. See that? So, well, I had a good Valentine's Day as well, and another successful one, which they're always challenging when you've been married as long as I have, on how to do it right or wrong because you don't want to fail. But I did have one failing moment, Ev.
What is that?
Well, I attempted, as you know, because you were there.
Oh, yes.
I attempted to make chocolate-covered strawberries. I thought that would be a really great idea.
He's never made them before.
Yeah. And it didn't seem that hard. Like melt chocolate, dip strawberry.
And I would have...
Right?
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
I mean,
so
I
stood there and watched you do it, and I'm like, yeah, you're doing it right.
Yes. And what did we end up with, Ev? Or what did I end up with, I should say?
We ended up with a chocolate spread with with pineapples and strawberries on the top.
It was looking fine. It was going good. And then all of a sudden I said, we need a little bit more creaminess to this, because it was just melted chocolate marshmallows.
And it wasn't melted. Yeah. Well, most of it was melted, but it was thick chocolate.
Right.
Yeah.
So as soon as I added a little bit of milk to it, all of a sudden we had cocoa powder in a pan.
Instantly, it turned to fudge.
Terrible.
Instantly.
So we improvised, and I spread it out real thin on some wax paper, thinking I'd make like a chocolate bar with some fresh fruit on it.
Yeah.
Which we'll put a picture in here and put it up on the Facebook group page as well.
Will.
But that was my fail for Valentine's Day. It did not come out like I thought it would, so it was kind of disappointing. But we tried, so... But, Ev, I got to tell you, I've been excited all day today. So today we were supposed to have a guest, and it didn't work out because of scheduling and stuff. But I think it ended up okay because we got an email today that was amazing.
It was.
And I have been thinking about all day that I couldn't wait to share with our listeners because, as everybody knows, if they've been listening, that us and our podcast here is really about relationships and getting people talking and appreciating each other and things like that. And this email was so awesome. So for those of you who've been listening, you remember that episode 8, we talked about showing affection within family and friends and things like that and giving a hug. Do you hug? Do you not hug? All that stuff. And that was a listener-submitted topic from, we never said who it was except for his code names of TK, Bestafar, Farfar, right? Yeah. We kind of left it open-ended there. So before we tell you who that person was, I want to read you this email that was sent in today in response to listening to episode number 8. And this is from that person, TK, Farfar, Bestafar's sister-in-law. Okay, so here's it. Are you ready, Ev?
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay. It starts off with this. I'm loving Generation Viewpoint and especially enjoying number 8. It's because of TK Farfar Bestafar that our family shows affection and now gives Thor hugs. Another hint. Prior to him coming into our lives, although we knew we loved each other, we didn't demonstrate that love in the form of hugs or I love you. Much too awkward for us. Then one day he showed up, long hair and all of a sudden we had to learn how to hug. It took us a while to really get the hang of it, and then Uncle Ralph showed up, another hugger. We didn't have a chance. We were outnumbered, and we had to get on board. We're glad that we did. How wonderful it is to embrace someone and have them embrace you back, to feel their arms around you, sometimes gently, sometimes so hard it takes your breath away, but whatever the degree, it's a sign that someone cares enough to open their heart to you. Keep up the good work. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
To know that somebody out there heard what we were talking about and related to it and supports the idea that we really need to be aware of something that she said in there on another part of the email was it's a great reminder of how something we may consider routine or just natural can make a big difference in somebody else's life, you know? And for those who haven't figured this out yet, because we've been kind of elusive on who this was, TK, best of far, happens to be Evan's grandfather, my father. And he has always been a hugger and a lover.
Yeah, he is.
And a people person. And I remember being a young kid in Florida on vacation, and he met a stranger on a tram and invited them to come to his home in New York and stay. Meanwhile Best Amore, his wife, was like, "You don't even know who they are," you know. And he's like, "So we'll get to know them when they come to the house," you know. And he's quite an amazing man. So I think he set the bar high for both of us, you and I, you know, and everything that we do. So, but we really appreciate that feedback, and that's why we asked for you guys to tell us what you're thinking. What did you hear in our podcasts? And join our group and talk about that, so we can really make this community grow and be focused on making life just a great place. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great people. So, but with that idea, though, Ev, of taking something that we do so routine and naturally, and not realizing how big of a difference it can make in people's lives, I just want to bring up real quick that this past week, we were part of a huge event here in town called the Night to Shine event, right?
Yep.
Fantastic. What was your thoughts on that? Why don't you explain what that event was for people who don't know?
Well, the event is sponsored by the Tim Tebow Foundation, and it's a prom for people with special needs.
Right.
And I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
At first, when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, this is... Because I volunteered.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be a little boring and whatever. But once I got there and people started coming, a smile was spread across my face and did not leave. When I got home, I had to like squish my face because it hurt because I was smiling so much that night.
And that was a constant theme through all the volunteers. There was, 100 honored guests. There was over 300 volunteers who pitched in to make that event go on.
Yep.
And one of the common things that people were saying was that they couldn't stop smiling. Their cheeks were sore. And it wasn't because somebody was telling a joke.
No.
It was just from sharing the joy of being part of such an amazing event for a group of people that not always are cherished in that way, which is awesome to see. You know, I mean, it was quite an amazing thing. So again, right, sometimes when we volunteer, we don't really think that we're making a change. We think we're doing it maybe out of duty or responsibility, but it's something so small and simple that just changes the world for so many other people around us. You know?
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, what else are we going to talk about tonight? That was kind of deep, I know.
I know.
Yeah.
So a few days ago, okay, I was walking through some store. I forget which one it was actually, but I saw this older gentleman walking.
Older means what? Just to clarify,
like he was holding a cane, like he was walking with a cane.
All right, a true older person for both of us. A true older, because you call me old sometimes, so I'm just trying to clarify.
Dad, you are old.
No,
he's older.
Okay, fair enough.
But he was walking through the store and he had a beanie on.
Okay, and
what do you think? Like,
what do I think about that?
Yeah,
like older man with a beanie.
And it's not one of those like tight ones. It was floppy in the back. Yeah. Like ones that I usually wear.
I would think that was odd. I would find that out of character.
Yeah.
You know, that would be a very strange thing. I wonder where the hat came from. Maybe it was a gift from one of his grandkids and he was wearing it to make them happy.
No grandkid would give that to their grandfather.
I love it. Well, I mean, that brings about such a great conversation of all the different hats that are out there, right?
Yeah.
And where they fit and where they don't and what they make you think of.
Yeah.
Why don't we go over a quick list of hats?
All right.
And see where they fit. So what's the first one? What's the first hat?
Sun hat.
Okay, a sun hat. So you're talking about a big floppy hat.
Big floppy.
Okay, and we're talking about on a guy or a girl?
Let's start with girl.
With a girl. Okay. Fits any age.
Any age.
Any age.
I agree.
I don't care what the age is. Fits any age.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now guy.
Which age? It doesn't matter what age.
I was going to say, no man should wear.
No age. No sun hat should be on a man ever.
Ever.
All right. So we agree on that one. All right. Next hat. What's our next hat?
A baseball cap.
A baseball cap. Now, all right. I have to point out there's a difference here. Baseball cap with the curved, what do you call it? Do you call it a bill or a beak, or what do you call it?
I think it's a brim.
A brim, okay. With a curved brim or flat brim. That makes a difference. Which
I
one?
feel like they're different hats, though.
Okay, all right.
Because it's like a baseball hat and then like a flat brim hat.
Okay, so we're going to separate them. So a baseball cap, I believe, also could be worn by any guy out there. Doesn't matter the age.
Yep,
Right?
I agree.
All right, fair enough. So what about the flat-brimmed ball cap?
Only middle schoolers, high schoolers, and athletes.
Wow. So wait a minute. So me, right?
You cannot wear one.
43.
I will take it off your hat and burn it.
I couldn't wear one.
You're not
Even if I
allowed.
had the cool hologram sticker on it and everything?
The hologram sticker annoys me. Like, it's like leaving a tag on a shirt.
Yeah.
Being like, yo, look at my tag.
Yo, look at my hologram sticker.
Like, what's
Sweet,
the point?
dude. I love it, man. All right, so I'm not allowed to wear a flat brim. I've passed the age of flat brimness.
That's right.
All right, good. I didn't know that. So, all right, next hat.
What about a cowboy hat?
Cowboy hat. All right. So, cowboy hat, I don't think has to do. First, guy or girl?
Guy.
Guy. I don't think that has to do with age or generation. I think it has to do with geography,
I agree.
right?
I cannot wear a cowboy hat.
Yeah. I don't think, and I've seen some guys with cowboy hats around here, but not many. And when
Yeah.
you do see one in our area, in Pennsylvania, you know either they're from out of the area or they live, out in a farm.
I
in
also
the country.
think that if you're older and you live around here,
Yeah.
you can always wear a cowboy hat.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Say that again. So older is what age again? As far as cowboy
Older
hat?
than you,
Older than me.
Yeah.
And you could wear a cowboy hat whenever you want.
whenever.
Really?
Just because I think that when I think of a older person,
Yes.
they have a lot more experience in life, so I don't know where they've been.
Wait, so you're saying that the cowboy hat is an image of life experience, not just I want to wear a cowboy hat today.
Not a hay cowboy hat,
Okay. All right.
but like a leather one.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
This is very interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I guess I can track with you on that one,
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, if you wear a cowboy hat, though, do you have to have cowboy boots on, or can you wear it with a pair of sneakers?
You can. They can't be white sneakers.
No guy should wear white sneakers.
I can
We're not going back
stop
there.
that.
I know. I understand. You look fine in them. I'm just joking with you, because that's been something that we've talked about before.
Yeah.
So,
But I have seen older gentlemen with a cowboy hat,
yep.
no shirt, and swim trunks.
Okay.
And it looks good.
How about a girl in a cowboy hat? I think it's kind of cute, I got to tell you.
I don't know.
It's kind of pickup trucky. It's kind of cool.
See, I don't like that.
Oh,
so.
see, I think it's kind of cool. But anyways, all right. Next hat. Let's go to the next hat before I get myself in trouble.
The last one is a fedora.
A fedora. Now, a fedora is sort of, just so we're clear on a fedora. Fedora is like an older hat, has the brim that goes around it,
Yep.
and kind of dimpled in on the sides of the top kind of
Yeah.
thing. And does it have a band around it as well, a fedora?
Some of them have bands, some of them have like a feather.
Okay. All right. Fedora. I don't know about that one, Ev. I mean, I see people wear them. Whenever I see one, I should say I think it's out of place because we don't see them enough.
Yeah, we definitely don't.
Now, you go back and you look at pictures like in the 50s, right, where guys wore suits every day. Like every guy had a hat. And a lot of them were fedoras.
Yeah.
Then it was everybody had one,
Yeah. I feel like older, not like younger than you,
Yeah.
or maybe as old as you.
Okay.
But if they're a musician,
Yeah.
they can wear a fedora.
Okay. Oh, like an artsy. You need an
Yes.
artsy kind of person.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
enough.
like Bryce
Yeah.
used to wear a fedora when he was
Every once in a
younger
while.
than me.
He did. Yep.
And I never thought it looked good.
Yeah. It was more of a statement thing than
Yeah.
it is. Right. Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. I can think of one other hat, though,
Oh, boy.
that you didn't mention. What about the big trapper hat? It's the one that has the sides that flip up and they're all fur and they tie on the top.
Everyone always.
Like the
No, not really.
they look like it makes you look like you've been on a submarine or in Russia or something.
When
like
I
that.
look at one of those hats, all I think of I don't know why I think of this, but I think of a bigger dude that's been in his parents' basement.
Yeah.
He's like 25 and he's been playing video games.
You think of that when you see a trapper hat?
Yes.
Now I see no connection there. That's that's it. You know, the one thing that I can say is this whole conversation about hats is it's us judging a book by a cover, right? It's kind of profiling, right? And I think that's interesting because I think through our days, we always kind of make a decision based on what we see when we don't know.
Yeah.
I just wish we had more time to sit, like to find the guy who's wearing one of those trapper hats.
Yeah.
And he's like 65 years old. And just to sit and talk to him because he might have an amazing story behind that hat. You never know.
I would more go for the older gentlemen's with the cowboy hat.
The cowboy hat? Those are the guys you would want to talk to?
I would go after those instead of the older gentleman with a trapper hat because when I would think, oh, he's homeless.
You know, I think we should pack up our stuff and go down to the mall one day and just try to catch people with hats on and talk to them about their hat. And where they got it, and if there's a story behind it.
That'd be interesting.
It would be interesting, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Another thing to write on the list of things to do someday. So, I don't know. Do we how much time do we got, Ev? Do we have time for more, or where are we at? We finished our hats.
We have a few more minutes.
We got a few minutes. So, let's talk about. Let's see. What should we talk about here to finish off? Introvert versus extrovert. Let's jump on that one.
Okay.
Ev, which one are you? Introvert or extrovert?
I am a hardcore introvert.
Hardcore. Now, may I make an observation? We've talked about this before.
We have.
I believe that you are an introvert.
I know I'm an introvert.
I disagree.
But I'm extremely social.
All right. So for everybody who's listening right now, you just heard Evan say that he's a hardcore introvert, but he's extremely social. Well, so everybody right now is agreeing with me saying
it's because
Evan Kongvold.
Hold on.
Repeat after me. I, Evan Kongvold.
No, because introverts aren't people that just don't want to be around people. Introverts are the people that they love to be around. They don't have to love to be around people.
Yeah.
But they enjoy being around people, but they get tired
of being around
faster.
So much.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I recharge being alone.
Okay.
So like, I don't remember when, but I went on a trip with someone for a little while. And when I got back, instead of going and telling people about my trip, I went out into the woods and sat in the woods for probably 3 hours until I was up to talking to people.
Yeah. Yeah. So you go get enough. It doesn't recharge your batteries. You enjoy it. But you feel drained when you're done.
Yeah.
But you've enjoyed it. You had a great time.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, that's the difference between introverts and extroverts.
All right.
Because extroverts can be around it all the time.
I agree.
Like Iconica, my sister,
Yep.
loves being around people, and she can be around people all the time.
Your mother as well.
Yeah, mom too.
Yeah.
But
she's more saddened, and both of them, when they're alone.
Yeah.
You and I are similar in that way because I love being around people. We have a great time. We laugh. We look forward to those opportunities. But at the same time, when left alone, we enjoy being all by ourselves, and that's when we get energized, is being alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm tracking with you.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, if you had the choice to be one or the other, which one would you choose? If you could choose which one to be, what would you want to be?
I would want to be an extrovert.
Now, why? Why is that? Why would you want to be something different than you are?
Just because when I'm around people for a long time, I get tired.
Okay.
And then everyone else is still going.
Right.
They're still having fun. And I don't want to leave that fun.
Yeah.
But I am forced to walk away and recharge and then have to come back.
And get a break.
And I'd rather just be able to stay.
I understand. Yeah. It's interesting because I think there's a place in this world for both. Both are very important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of introverted people sometimes can be very task-oriented naturally. And so we need people who can be organized and task-oriented. It's not an exclusive thing, but it's more of a normal tendency sort of thing. So it's very important. So let me ask you one last question here before we run out of time, okay? If you're going to get married, should you marry the same personality type or the opposite personality type? Which would be better? Same or balance?
I can see good in both.
Okay.
Because I think an extrovert can help you to stay somewhere longer.
Right.
But an introvert knows how you feel.
Yeah.
So when you say, okay, I'm ready to go. They don't say, "Oh, but we just got here."
Right. Nope, I hear you. So for me, your mom is an extrovert. I'm more of an introverted place. It's hard for me to pack up, get dressed, and leave the house to go somewhere. But once I get there, I have a blast. So it was good for me to have balance because she gets me out, and then we have a great old time, and that's where she likes to be anyways.
Yeah.
See? So it's balance. So very good. Well, this is another great episode number 10. And we want to encourage all our listeners, please keep sending in your emails, your show ideas, your responses. And our socials are up there for you guys to join in with us. And really, our Facebook group is going to be the best place for everybody to stay involved in because that's where real stuff is going to be going on every day with all of our community, sharing ideas and thoughts and stuff like that. This letter that we got, we're probably going to post up on there. So if you want to read it for yourself, you can go on there and see it as well. And we thank you for joining us. I mean, once again, this is fantastic. And Evan, next time your job is to remember what episode number that we're on the next one, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
Hey, guys, thanks for being here. We love you. We can't wait to see you again.
See ya. Remember, we're on iTunes and Stitcher. And as always, thanks for being awesome.